The conversation continues on Houston's Morning News with Matt Patrick.
KTRH News Time is 5:47. And joining us right now is therapist Mary Jo Rapini. Mary Jo, welcome to Houston's Morning News. Welcome back. It's good to have you.
Well, thank you, Matt. It's good to be here.
All right. So 1 in 5 adult males, according to the Census Bureau, males in their late 20s and early 30s, are back living with mommy and daddy, occupying their old bedrooms. Now, I'm curious, from your perspective, is this the wussification of the American male, or is it the economy, or maybe a combination of both those things?
Well, that's a great question, Matt. I think it's actually a combination, and I was anticipating that number to be a little bit higher because I am seeing more of that. I think a lot of men, especially the older ones from that sampling age you have there, many of them are going through relationship struggles, and if they did buy a home with someone they were living with, many times the woman will get the home and the guy has no place to go but back. The other part of that is the economy. There's the freshman classes of each university, almost without number, is women. Mm-hmm. And that means that more women are getting educated, moving into those jobs that many times men used to occupy, and the guys are out.
Mary Jo Rapini joining us. She's a therapist. All right, that's the explanation, the technical explanation of things, and I think that's very good. Let's talk a little bit about how we're... and this may not be the best word. I don't know if this is an actual textbook word, but the wussification of some men. Now, I'm not going to try and present myself as any big, stud or anything, but I found myself in my late 20s and early 30s in those kinds of situations, the very last place I would have slept in my car, and did many times, before I went back to mom and dad.
You and many men. I think what's happening, and I'm going to talk about this on Fox this morning, is that we have hovering and helicopter parents, and the parents have not been able to let go of the kids. They're talking every day on the cell phone. And if you look around, like most of the relationship issues I'm seeing now in my practice are for a large part men's inability to grow up and take responsibility.
All right, Mary Jo, hang on for me, if you'd be kind enough. Can you hang on real quick?
Yes.
All right, good. I know you're going on Fox today, and I'm glad we grabbed you first because, being in Houston, you have to come here first. We'll come back with Mary Jo Rapini in just a moment. I want to find out more what we can do as parents not to wussify our sons. 5:53 KTRH News Time, and Mary Jo Rapini, the famous Houston therapist, will be on Fox here shortly, so we can't keep her too long. Mary Jo, thanks for joining us. Lois has boys, and I'm going to ask Lois, how do you prevent yourself from becoming a helicopter parent, as Mary Jo has suggested, someone that's hovering around their children all day?
Well, Mary Jo, I think you probably know. As a parent with my 17-year-old, we actually talk about this, and he reminds me, hover, mommy, you're hovering. Yeah. He'll tease me and call me mommy when I do that.
And Mary Jo, is this something new for parents, or has this always been done?
No, it's been going on for a long time, but it's becoming increasingly more, especially with those kids born in the 80s through 2000. They seem to be very protective. They're the ones that we're really watching. These parents having kids those ages they're on the cell phones with them. And also there's this website when your kid goes to college, you can talk to their professors. You can become part of the team that helps advise them.
But Mary Jo, I thought that was good that we stay involved with our kids. We know we become involved parents. So what you're saying is there is a line you can cross where you're just way too involved.
Exactly, Matt. It is good. The research shows that when you're involved with your kid has a healthier sense of self, and they're also more encouraged. They have more confidence. But when you go overboard, when you start planning their life for them, always there, never let them fail, then they grow up feeling very incompetent, and they're scared. They don't want to try new things. And therefore, after college, instead of doing what the job market demands right now, something outrageous, they can't think of anything. They go back to their mom and dad, can you help me? And parents control the money they're giving their kid. If your kid is not taking control and is not performing, flunking out of school, then make sure you cut the funds and say, listen, you're not ready.
Can you say that again just real slow, because I'm recording this, because I've done exactly that with my oldest daughter. So it is okay, I have cut the funds, and that's what I'm supposed to do?
Absolutely. You control the pocketbook. If your kid is going to school to party and wants the best days of their life, I'm sorry, that's not a reason to go to college. That's a privilege. And parents have got to step up to the plate and say, listen, when you're serious, go get a job. Work at a Starbucks or a Walmart, whatever you want to do. But when you're serious about your education, then we can talk about how we're going to support it.
Oh man, I gotta.
That's being a great parent.
I gotta have you back more often. Mary Jo Rapini will be on Fox here shortly. Thank you so much for joining us here on Houston's Morning News.
Thanks for having me. Have a great day, you guys.
You too.